Entity with UN-style advocacy, we focus on several key areas: cultural and digital heritage preservation, indigenous diplomacy, revival of indigenous knowledge systems to solve humanity's problems, global peace, environmental preservation, health and wellness, sustained economic development, indigenous and cultural tourism. While the UAN represents numerous indigenous cultures, the United States of KAILASA serves as the first indigenous nation specifically for Hindus. KAILASA's mission is focused on the revival of the ancient enlightened Sanatana Hindu civilization with a formal governance structure including a head of state, ministers, and ambassadors. Under the leadership of SPH, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, BHAGAVAN Nityananda Paramashivam, KAILASA has achieved recognition as a sovereign subject of international law, possessing distinctive attributes of juridical statehood. The United States of KAILASA is the main sponsor of the proposed UAN headquarters. This initiative would bring forth an estimated $100 million in revenue for the host country through summits, conferences, tourism, and development projects. The proposed UAN headquarters would represent the world's indigenous nations and peoples through its architectural design. It would blend the best of all worlds, featuring top modern architecture, the highest green building standards, and ancient Vastu architectural principles. This headquarters would serve as a central hub for indigenous diplomacy, cultural preservation, and collaborative efforts towards sustainable development and global peace. Through this initiative, we aim to create a dignified platform for indigenous leadership rooted in ancestral wisdom, cultural legitimacy, and collaborative innovation, enhancing global dialogue and regional stability. The establishment of the UAN headquarters would position a host country at the forefront of a global movement promoting indigenous wisdom while creating significant economic opportunities for the nation and its people. In the heart of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the ocean meets the sky, a historic gathering is unfolding. The United Ancient Nations, a global forum where the world's first and ancient nations unite to share wisdom, confront challenges, and co-create solutions rooted in ancestral knowledge. The United Ancient Indigenous Enlightened Nations represents over 160 indigenous member nations and communities, advocating for more than 300 million people across all continents. Here, ancient wisdom meets modern action, fostering international cooperation, cultural preservation, and sustainable development through indigenous leadership. Beyond dialogue, the UAN experience nurtures the mind, body, and spirit. Sunrise meditation, yoga by the ocean, and cultural celebrations reconnect us to ourselves, each other, and the wisdom of the earth. In St. Kitts and Nevis, ancient traditions and vibrant cultures come alive. This is a space for learning, sharing, and taking action. Together, we address climate challenges, preserve cultures, and shape a sustainable future. The United Ancient Nations is where ancestral knowledge guides the world toward harmony, justice, and collective growth. Join the United Ancient Nations.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasudisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, all of you. And with this, a beautiful darshan revelations by the Swamiji. And especially Swamiji has given boon to all of us on this Navaratri, where on this Navaratri to restart, to rebuild ourselves, drop our patterns and rebuild ourselves. So it's an opportunity that Swamiji has given to all of us. Start looking at, especially Swamiji was mentioning that during this Navaratri, start doing yoga. When you are doing yoga every day, the patterns, the boredom, tiredness will not be there. So be consistent with the yoga, puja, and enjoy the Navaratri, this celebration. With this, we'll be now entering into the power manifestation.
Yes, so now it's time. After this beautiful darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we are all ready. Before we start, we would like to welcome all the participants who have joined us. Ma Nitya Naresha Nityanandamma, Ma Chunyu Nityanandamma, Ma Yogendra Shakti Nityanandamma, Ma Sophie Jean Nityanandama, Ma Sharmi News Nityanandama, Matthew Veskaraya Nityanandam, Ma Nitya Niradhari Nityanandama, Ma Agora Surupani Nityanandama, Ma Binani Nityanandam, Ma Jnana Prakashini Nityanandama, Ma Nitya Prema Thavasi Nityanandama, Ma Paramashivapriya Nityanandama, Ma Sudami Nityanandam, Ma Satyajata Shiva Shakti Nityanandama, Yang Hulian Nityanandam, Ki Zing Wang Nityanandamaya.
Yes, so welcome all of you after this darshan sessions. So we'll be entering into the power manifestation. So requesting all of you to please cover your eyes. With Acharyas, we'll be projecting an image on your screen. Through the power of third eye, see every single detail of the image that we'll be displaying. So requesting all of you to please cover your eyes. Can you use the blindfold or a piece of cloth to cover your eye so that light doesn't fall onto your eyes? Just be in that space. Close your eyes. Remember any form of Swamiji that you cherish in your inner space and invoke his presence. Remember, Swamiji is very much alive. The moment you remember him, you are invoking his presence.
Center yourself in your Anandagandha region, that is below the heart center and above the navel center. Invoke Swamiji's presence in your Anandagandha chakra. Understand your real identity is you are Paramashiva. You are Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam. All your lower identities are delusion. Just drop it, unclutch from all your thoughts, all your ideas. Just as we went through the various sessions today, each and every thought is like a fish jumping in the ocean of consciousness that is you. These thoughts are happening in that space, but these thoughts are not you. Just let the thoughts move like the fish is moving in this ocean. Just unclutch and let them be. Now, remember Swamiji in your Anandagandha, the most dearest, most beautiful form of Swamiji. Invoke his presence in your Anandagandha and let's start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Continue chanting the Mahavakya. And now, gently bring your attention to the third eye region and look through the third eye. The image is now projected. Let's begin.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham 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 Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham
So now, please relax. Open your eye bands and very slowly open your eyes. Now let's start sharing what was revealed by Paramashiva.
Yes, slowly, very slowly, you can open your eyes. Let the light fall on your eyes. And from the space, let's start sharing. And again, remember to bring yourself back to that space to manifest the powers. Bring yourself back to that restful awareness. Bring yourself back to the restful awareness, to the Nirvana Samadhi. Rest, everything is delusion. Manifesting the state, space, powers, and being of Paramashiva. It's the only reality that you need to manifest in life. So please take a moment and start sharing. Swami says, again and again, bring yourself and start manifesting the powers again and again. So yes, please go ahead, and anything that was revealed to you in any form that was revealed to you, do not hesitate to share.
We have Manitya Prematabasi who is sharing Lord Krishna, Devi, Swamiji, and a flower. Thank you for sharing, Ma.
Yes, beautiful. So just waiting for a few moments, and then we'll be revealing the picture once again on your screen. So please take a moment and let's share. Just waiting for a few moments, and then we'll bring back the image once again on your screen. All right. So if you're still sharing, continue to do so. Meanwhile, let's reveal the image.
Yes, we have one more sharing from Paramashiva Priya. Paramashiva Priya is sharing. I saw golden mandala, Lakshmi, Devi, and Durga with a blue background. Thank you for sharing, Ma.
So image is now already on the screen. So you can see it's a image of Swamiji with the silver throne. You can see the mic. Behind the background, you can see the blue color, and Lord Shiva himself, Paramashiva himself, is sitting meditating with his trident. Swamiji also have the trident, Sengol, and you can see the studio setup. You can see the light at the tops. So yes, this is the image that we had projected. So Lord Krishna, Devi, Swamiji, flowers. So we definitely have Swamiji himself, and Lord Krishna. Swamiji himself has in various, actually every year Swamiji comes and gives darshan as Lord Krishna during during the Krishna Janmashtami. Devi, and Swamiji himself is the embodiment of Devi. Flowers, wherever Swamiji is there, everything flowers. He himself gets flowered with flowers, and he showers flowers So, Ma Premadavati, beautiful sharing, Ma.
Ma Paramashiva has shared, I saw golden mandala. So yes, we have lot of mandala designs on the as part of the throne itself, and also on the throne where the seat of Swamiji is. There will be often we'll have a mandala on that place, a mandala, and Paramashiva Priya also mentions blue background. So we have Paramashiva with his trident meditating, and that whole background is very much blue and various shades of blue, from blue to dark, almost violet and black. So yes, that is there. And Lakshmi, Devi, and Durga. That is amazing. A very beautiful sharing of various manifestations of Paramashiva, of Swamiji. So thank you for sharing, Ma.
Yes, thank you all. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Ma Paramashiva. Thank you, Ma Premadavati, and even all those who have not shared but manifested. Understand, every time that you manifest the power, this is, Swami says, this is your time to be in oneness with Paramashiva. This is your time to be in, manifest that Nirvikalp Samadhi. All right. So with this, we'll be entering into the next revelation by Swamiji. As today Swamiji is he's guiding us towards enlightenment. So we'll be entering into next session, which is going to be on the how the wisdom of the body flows, and Swamiji will be guiding us through the question and answer on the quantum of spirituality. So let's come to the space of listening and let's
the Mooladhara is situated near where your spinal cord ends. The Swadhisthana is little bit above and below navel. Swadhisthana is little above the Mooladhara and below the navel center. And exactly in navel, near navel, the Manipura chakra is situated. See, the ancient Tantra system says elaborate about these chakras. And today modern biologists say there are corresponding glands situated in the body. Where they say Agnya, biologists say the pituitary glands is there. Corresponding to each chakra, nearly there is a glands. The glands gives energy through these chakras. What is meant by the word chakra? What is these chakras actually? That is the first thing to be known. We have three bodies. We don't have one body as we think. We have three bodies. The body on which we are using now at present, the body in which you have come to the class, with which you are moving, you are writing, you are talking. This is called Jakra Avastha, the body of Jakra. Another body, Sukna Sarira, which you use it in your dream state. If you will be lying down, you will be sleeping in Bangalore, but you will be dreaming as if you have gone to Bombay, as if you have gone to some other place. In dream, you are going to that place. You feel you are going to that place. At that time, which body you are using? Swapna body. Sukshma Sarira. We can use the word Sukshma Sarira also. Swapna Sarira. And another one Sarira, Karana Sarira, it is called. In the deep sleep state, that body you are in that state, that body is called Karana Sarira. Of course, that body doesn't move, it is completely made out of tamas. So that body doesn't move. 6 particular centers in our body system. The other 2 bodies meet this physical body at these particular 6 centers. There are 6 centers. Today we are going to see these 3 centers. In particular 6 centers, all these 3 bodies meet and overlap with each other. When if we know about these chakra signs, if we can use the signs of these chakras, we will be able to use the aircraft into aircraft as aircraft. Yesterday I told you the story of aircraft. After the Second World War, the German soldiers are left on open aircraft near a tribal area. When the tribals saw the mechanism, they thought it would be a bullock cart. They started using it as a bullock cart to transport the materials. After a few weeks or months, someone little intelligent man came and saw and thought it may not be a bullock cart because there are so many gear systems. For bullock cart, there is no need for so many gear systems. He thought it would be a tractor, and he started using it as a tractor. After a few months, he saw this man with that father, and he instructed them how to start and use it as an aircraft. Then they started using it as an aircraft. This is the same thing which happens in our life also. If we don't know the gears and mechanisms of these chakras, we will be using our body as a tractor or bullock cart. At the most, we use only as a bullock cart. We don't really use as a tractor. If we know the mechanisms, if we know how to use these gears of our tractor, we can fly with this aircraft. The science of flying, that is the science about chakras. If you know the science of chakras, you can use this body, you can use the energy in much higher scale, in much higher way, not in the lower forms in which we are using at present. If these chakras get opened, your energy will be used in a higher place. It will be transformed into a higher energy. So how to open this? What is the science of these chakras? To open these chakras, 2 methods are followed. One is meditation, another one is maturity. What I call by the word maturity, we can use the word jnana, wisdom. What is called as jnana, wisdom? I call it as a maturity. Jnana word is too much attached to seriousness. When we listen to the word, we immediately feel that it is not for the Augustus. That's why I am not using the word jnana, I am using the word maturity. When we are young, when we are a small kid, if some doll or toy is taken away from us, what will happen? We cry as if our life is gone. And if today somebody takes away some doll, some toy from us, we don't want much. We don't cry. Why? We become mature. It is the same thing happens. When you grow more mentally, the maturity results on you, not physically. There are many people physically grown up to 90 years, but their mental age is not more than 12 or 13. Now there are many methods to test the mental age of a man. There are many methods that come up, and they are testing also. They say average man's mental age is not more than 12. So after 12, we stop growing. We may become aged, we will not be old. Getting aged is different and getting old is different. If you get old, really you will be old. The old is old. The sentence is being found in a real sense. And Swami Brahmananda is a Ramakrishna disciple on Swami. He used to be called as a Sarputra Ramakrishna, son of Ramakrishna. When he was meditating in Vrindavan, somebody came and offered him a big costly blanket, shawl. And he was just looking at it. It is lying down in front of him. After a few hours, somebody came and took the blanket and carried. Some thief. He was just looking. He was just looking, nothing was happening. There is no change. And Nirvana is like this incident. Some robbers came to the ashram. They robbed whatever was in the ashram. And they gave a good blow to him also. Good puja to him also. He did not even breathe fast. At least even if you don't react, or breathe became faster. He did not even breathe fast. That's so silent, calm. Nothing but maturity. When the maturity descends on us, the same thing will be the reaction. When we listen to the story of Brahma, we think, oh, what great. But the thing which is happening in Ramakrishna's case, in our case also, both are not the same. When we become mature, when we have grown out of the dal or tai, we don't care much. In the same way, Manish has grown out of the outer belt. We can grow out of the outer belt. At present, we have grown bodily, we have not grown mentally. Are you able to understand what I say? Mental age may mean. You were also at one time trying and giving for the dog, for the toy. Now we are not. Why? You became mature. The same thing happens when you became mature, when you have seen the wealth, when you have grown out of wealth. You will not be disturbed, you will not be crying with outer things. What has happened in the life of Brahma, what has happened in the life of Brahmananda, can very happen in our life also. Only thing we should know how to start the gears and start using the tracker into aircraft. How to use the aircraft as an aircraft. The mechanisms of the aircraft, we should be able to handle it. So the chakras are the mechanisms which is in our aircraft. Whether we use it as aircraft or a bullock cart is up to us. Whether to be mature or not, whether to live and die with idols and dolls or to grow out of it, it's our decision. It is up to us to decide what to do, what not to do. Ashraya dosha. This dosha says, if you have fought with your wife, don't eat in the house. Morning, before going to the office, if you had fight with your wife, don't eat in the house on that day. Have your food in hotel. If you have food in your house, you will get answer. Ashraya dosha proves. The Ashraya dosha means the person who cooks the food, his thoughts are also getting cooked along with the food. Not only only the ingredients which she adds. His thoughts are also getting added to the food. Now scientists have proved there are so many research reports which proves the Ashraya dosha. And there is a physics test done in university, the same test, with the same instruments, in same room temperature, in same conditions, done by two different scientists, gives two different results. You understand? The same experiment, same instruments, same conditions, same temperature, done by two different persons, gives two different results. What is meant by this? What can be the reason? The thoughts of the person affects the outer things. Now we will prove when the fruits come. I'll show you one of the experiments to prove the Jati dosha. At the time I'll prove the fruits about the thoughts. Ashraya dosha, whatever you think, that is also getting cooked along with the food. And the person who touches the food, his thoughts are, the food is also contaminated by his thoughts, or blessed by his thoughts. That is why the idea of Naivedya came into existence. Do you know the meaning of Naivedya? Anybody knows the meaning of the word Naivedya? Offering. Niveda. Offering means not that we are asking to eat. We are not asking to eat. We are just showing it. We are actually showing it. Even the word Nivedana means that only. It is not that we are asking. There is no, the Nivedana cannot be translated, please eat. The idea itself is not there. We are offering it. We are, what to say? We are showing it to him. In a way we can say only that much. We are showing it to him. The presence or vibration in the mandir, in a temple, or in your house shrine will get into the food. When you eat the food, you will be also benefited. That is why you just be taken to the shrine and offered, and you eat. The idea of Ashraya dosha only comes in the idea of the offering the food to the God. Eyes, the devotion, can call it in any way. Your thoughts attack the food also. Whatever you do, your thoughts attack the things which you do. But the right question. When you do this meditation, when you do this Dukkha meditation, your body intelligence will get awakened. When you get awakened, you will feel when you eat, when you want to eat, when you want to stop. So eat according to the body. Don't have any system. If you go for system, you will not be respecting your intelligence. Of course, wait for a few days. When you regularly meditate, do this meditation, you will exactly feel when you want to eat. You get diagnosis with your intelligence. So eat according to your need. Don't eat according to the system. According to the system of somebody. Nobody should force the system upon others. Somebody has designed the system for himself, not for you. For you, you have to design the system. That is the way for intelligence. It can differ. It can differ from day to day. And the only way to awaken this consciousness is when you eat with full awareness and consciousness. Before eating, today I take this as homework. You all, after going tonight, you all just eat with full consciousness. How to do that? I tell you. Before the food comes to your plate, just close your eyes and take the thought that you will not remember the past or future. You will not worry about the past or plan about the future. Just drop your mind and start when the food comes. Look at the food. It's full of love and deep feeling. Please listen carefully. Look at the food. It's full of love and deep care, full of love and friendliness. And then start adding by each and every handful of food when you eat it fully, tasting it. Taste fully, as much as possible, as slowly as possible. Taste and eat. And it may take more time. How much you take? It may take 10 minutes. Now you will take some 20 minutes. But you will see the quantity of food is reduced. When you eat with quality, the quantity gets reduced. You will see what is meant by Amrita. All our food is nothing but Amrita. Only we don't eat it like Amrita. When you change the quality, when you change the way of eating, the food also changes. Food is not a simple dead thing. Don't think food is a matter. It is a life consciousness. Annam Brahma. Upanishad says food is God. It has its own intelligence. When you eat with respect, it goes and helps you to grow. Helps your body. If you eat with disrespect, if you simply grab it, you feel it, but you never feel fulfilled. If you feel it, then naturally it will give only negative effect, negative results. It will not be helping you to grow. It will be helping you only in a negative way. So just try today this method. Today all of you go and in night food, only one time food you have this. And then write down on paper what you felt. Bring it tomorrow. Negative energy and negative energy. What for we eat? Can anyone answer? What for we eat? What did we eat?
To energize the body.
To energize the body is the right question. You can live without having food 80 days. While in cruise, for 80 days without having food, you can live. Who said energy to energize the body? Yes. That is the right question. Right answer. If a quantity goes by itself pleasant, no problem. Don't reduce it by force. To energize the body. But after having food, do you feel energetic?
No.
You see, patience will be the question of patience. You said that you are taking food to energize the body. After food, do you feel you are energized?
Slowly.
After food, all of us feel like having rest. Many people, they sit in the bed, can't whistle and keep the plate and lie down. It happens in many ways. Many people, majority it happens. There are few people who are already practicing these few ideas, maybe feeling the energy. But generally, what we feel after the food? Sleepy. We feel to take rest. We feel tired. What is meant by it? Sun rises to give the light. But when sun comes, darkness descends. That is what is meant by it. See, sun rises to give the light. But the result is, when sun rises, darkness descends. We eat to energize the body, but when we eat, sleepiness comes. When we become die, what is meant by it? What contradicting way things are happening? Then there is something basically wrong with the food what we eat. So here is an experiment to prove what is the food with the energy. It is the food with the negative energy. It is the food with the new energy. You see, if the positive energy food is more in your food system, you will be feeling energetic after the food. If the negative energy food is more in your food system, you will be feeling lethargic after food. If the negative energy food, you will be neither feeling lethargic nor feeling elected, energetic. So to prove this, we have brought this. That's a experiment. Why is the sannyas are carrying this Malaya? At the time of Bhiksha, the sannyas are supposed to do Bhadiraj Yatra. When we do Bhadiraj Yatra, we have to take the vow that we will not touch money. I did around 2.5 years. I wandered like this from Himalayas to Kanyakumari. At the time we take the vow of not touching money. We will not touch the money. We will just beg and eat and sleep wherever it is allowed. We will sleep. Then in that way I travel. Practically we walked around 2000 kilometers. I walked a little bit here and there by train, by bullock carts. If somebody purchases and gives the ticket by train, otherwise in many ways we have traveled. In that time, in Bhiksha time, some people may give us a Bhiksha, the old food, which will be poisoned, which will be rotten, and which will not be a suitable food for health. That time we will check that food with this mala. If we keep the mala on that food, if it goes clockwise, it's the energy food, the food with energy. If it goes anti-clockwise, the food with negative energy. If it moves like a pendulum, it's a negative energy. It is a meter which we use to categorize the food. Any food, after making, we will bring it and check it with the mala. If the mala says okay, then only we eat, otherwise we will throw it out. This is the way, and this is the way to use it. Now I will just show. And I will call some of you who are the doubtful people and make them do. You can see this is the positive food. Some one of you can come and then do what you do. You're able to see?
Somebody has to volunteer.
It's going to explain to them. If you have some mala, you can avoid it. If some people may be thinking that only Swami's mala will move. No, not like that. Even your malas can move. If any of you Rudraksha, rose, sandalwood. This Rakta Sandana mala. These two mala will move. These two mala will show. Any of you have any mala? Yes, you can bring and see that directly by yourself. Anybody else wants to do also, they can come and do.
You do it at home.
Yes, someone of you please come. Yes, Pratibha Chandra will come and do. Yes, you can come and do it yourself.
Don't take it back.
The positive food will always go clockwise. Don't do that. Don't do it by yourself. Allow it to happen. And in the house you can practice and see. And if you have the pendulum in the house, you can keep the pendulum and see. Just keep it here. In the nil energy food, it will be going like a pendulum. Simply. Very easy. You're moving in a pendulum. Don't give energy by yourself. No, it has to be. It is supposed to run this way. It is running this way. Just hold and make it. It is supposed to run in parallel way because it's related. It will run in indiscipline. Yeah. So with this, you will see that it is not negative. You can just keep running. Don't allow you to happen. Allow Samara to in our please allow me to check it. This is also one more homework. You check it. Oh, in a pendulum you can check. In pendulum you can check. Yes, you can balance. Anybody else? In the market. When holding the mala, the person who is holding the mala will close the eyes and he will be kept below the bed. He will not know what is kept. Then also the mala shows the right result. He checked it. You see, he checked it in that way. You can close the eyes. In a house, if you try, you close the eyes and hold the mala. The person, somebody else will keep the food. Somebody else will keep it. You will not know what is kept. What food is kept. So then the mala will show the result. You see, the movement of mala is controlled by your hand. Maybe the pulse rate. Actually, what is happening here is, due to our energy flow, the mala shows the result. If it is hand over here, it cannot give the result because it has no energy flow. But one thing you can testify, you close the eyes and hold the mala. Somebody else will keep the food. Then we can come to the right conclusion. It's only a crude thing. You understand? With this experiment. In this, actually, through these things you cannot transfer the energy. Through these things you cannot get the energy things. These things won't be valuable. You see, if you want to suspect the system, I think this can be a much better proof. If you close the eyes and keep the mala, and somebody else keeps the food, somebody else keeps the item, then how do you know to rotate this way or that way? Then also mala shows the right result. I tested it with various methods. Through meditation, you can make it into positive. It is a normal, this type of foods, this onion, all these things can be made into positive. But poison cannot be made positive. But these things can be diagnosed in the monitoring time. We use this to diagnose whether it is a poison or not. So for that we use. But negative energy food can be converted into positive energy food by meditation. It is possible.
Oh. The method?
The normal meditation which you do, after tomorrow you will be given on meditation Mahamantra. When you do that meditation, you will see that energy flowing in your body. When you continuously do that, tomorrow when you speak about the meditation, I will tell you will see that in your palms, energy flow is increasing. Palms are the way for energy to go in or come out. This energy is increasing. If you just keep your palms above the food and meditate, and immediately you start, you will be given the technique to do vipassana or breath watch. You will see that energy flow is happening between you and the food. The food can be converted into meditation. That is the idea with which we do the pranayama, we do the nevedya. Yes.
Swamiji, I heard saying the doctor that non-veg is better than it due to the nutrients different, like carbohydrates more.
You see, there are few doctors who prefer, but the Western doctors today, the West is totally turning towards vegetarianism. The doctors who have gone in deep with this field, they come to vegetarianism only. Only a mediocre group is sticking up with the non-vegetarian food. There are few people still on the mediocre level people. And few years before, some 10 years before, 20 years before, non-veg food was considered to be the best food. So at that time, the people who got the old ideas, still are running with the same old ideas. They are covering the non-veg food. But today modern doctors, the first class people, the clean doctors, and Western doctors, they have turned towards the vegetarian food. So vegetarian is the best thing. Any other question? Now there is one more experiment. When we saw about this about the Jati Dosha we saw. There is big research, big controversy about milk. In energy level, it is vegetarian. In biological way, it is non-vegetarian. So, origin is from cow. Then I see what you want to ask, I understand. If a milk can be vegetarian, why not egg? That's what people always ask. If you keep the head, the animal hen will come. If you keep the milk, the cow will come. Will cow come? So, even though the milk's origin is cow, we cannot call it as a non-veg food. Milk is not a non-veg thing. So, with this logic, you can prove it is not veg. It is not non-veg. It's actually, that's what I say, biologically it is a non-vegetarian. Energy way it is a vegetarian. The Eastern mystics prefer the milk because in energy way it is sheep. So energy way it is a vegetarian, but a big controversy is going on about the milk. That's why I have not got the subject into our class at all. There's a big controversy going on about milk. There are Buddhist sects which don't take milk. But according to my experience, if you ask from my experience, from my own authority, I say milk is good for health and for meditation. But these things has not been proved in scientific way. Still I am not able to read. I am seeing many things which are only contradictory. There are many views about milk, but I say from my own authority, it is good for health. So let's go for next experiment. There is another experiment which I want to do. I think you can come. Your energy is moving very nicely. And then this our doctor. Where is she? Yes, you can come. And you can get this mala. Somebody is mala. You see now, our last day I told you. Our thoughts are affecting the food. Now we will have the same experiment of, let's just take the food. Keep the one hand. And remember a pleasant, loving thoughts and hold the mala. You will see this mass be around you. The same hand, if you tighten it, if you think some angry thought, the same mala will go negatively. You can experiment with pendulum. Today please experiment this also. You have to hold for him and he has to hold for you. Yes, because if you hold yourself, you may psychologically do something. So, you keep relaxed with your hand and she will be holding them. You just keep the, first you experiment. You hold the hand and you can hold it. In a relaxed way. And you just close the eyes. Just close those eyes. Hold it. Can you see? Each one of you please experiment. When you go on to the house, you experiment yourself. if you don't have words in other one, now you can open the eyes and show you. Even an ordinary ring, you can tie it with a thread. If you can take out the ring and tie it with a thread, you can do it. Just don't do the hands. Just stop. And then now you can make it tight. Make your hands tight. Don't do. Just allow it to happen. You see, about these things you can get convinced only when you do it by yourself. You will not be able to get convinced when somebody else does. Unless otherwise you do it by yourself. These things are all olden days systems, devices to divine yourself, to gauge yourself and about your food. These things still work. One thing is sure, these things work. With deep trust, not with faith, with deep trust and with openness, test all these things. When you go and test, you will find these things work. These things work. These things are true. So, when you see that you are seeing directly, even the thoughts, your thoughts can change the pendulum. Do you think the thoughts cannot change the food? Thoughts can really change the food. So the final conclusion is I want to give is, don't eat if a person cooks with anger. Teach meditation to the person who cooks. This is the final result I want to give. So particularly all this experiment which we are practicing. So give them meditation, give them these life processes which you call human excellence sciences. Silence, love, bliss, ananda, all these things. Teach them all these things. Only when they cook, it will be nice, it will be healthy food. So, the emotional intelligence, what I call the emotional, how the emotion affects our whole life. It is not a thing if you are angry and you are not expressing the anger. Even if you don't express the anger, it is not a thing how you will be calm. If you simply hold the anger in your heart, that is enough to disturb the house. That is enough to disturb your surroundings. Here is also Agni. The Jagaragni we call it. For the food is offering to the Jagaragni. So this is considered as a yaga and we chant the same mantra. The mantra means the food taker, the process of food taking. All the three are Brahman, nothing but the Brahman. So that is the meaning of the mantra. About the food and emotional intelligence. How our emotions attract not us. Attacking and attracting, both are not the same in a way. If you are loving, blissful, without even your choice, you will be surrounded by people. If you are angry, violent, even if you don't express, nobody will be near you. You will be radiating that violence. You will be losing that negative energy. You will be losing that emotions.
Now we need to understand next thing. How to go beyond the mind. How can we really understand that we can travel? It is not even traveling, it is just exploding. We can explore in all the space, vertically, horizontally, in all the direction. Not only vertically and horizontally, in all the direction, all the 360 degree. You can explore. How to bring this into a real experience? How to understand this? How to make it as a reality? Before I enter into a technique, first of all, the horizontal line has to be understood as the worldly life. There is no starting point. What you say as a starting point of the horizon? In the line you can have a starting point, but in the worldly life there is no starting point in the reality. The same way, vertical line, the line cannot go beyond the goal. So I put the line. But in the spiritual life there is no end. In spirituality there is no end. We always think enlightenment is the end. Please be very clear, enlightenment is not the end, it's a new starting, it's a new beginning. I continuously read. People ask me, Swamiji, you are an enlightened person, where are you reading still? I tell them, what do you mean by the word enlightenment? We always have an idea, enlightenment is something like an end. No, it is ultimate, but it is not end. It is ultimate, but it is not end. The word ultimate is always understood in our mind, in our intellectual system as an end, but it is not. It's a new beginning of consciousness. What you understand as an end, surely enlightenment is something more than that. That is the reason the word ultimate has been used. Why we use the word ultimate to mention the enlightenment? Because whatever you understand, you can't equate that with enlightenment. So, the vertical line has no end, horizontal line has no beginning. So, you can't travel in diagonal path. You don't even have to connect the horizontal line and the vertical line, because you can explore. First thing, when you say you want to connect the horizontal line and vertical line, again you have a difference of horizontal line and vertical line. You continue to maintain the difference between horizontal line and vertical line. You try to connect the both. I say there is no need to connect them. You can travel in both the line in the same time, in same space. Try to explore, try to travel in both planes in same time and in same space. Why should you choose? Any choice, again you will be choosing in some other angle, with some other way. And one person asked me, after our meditation camp, after our Anandasparna program, Swamiji, the feeling of this moment is so blissful. It is such an ecstasy. People who have attended, they know. It is such an ecstasy. Please, Swamiji, give me a technique. How can I retain this bliss? How can I have this bliss continuously? I tell them, the moment you want to retain this bliss, you start losing. Because the bliss itself is choicelessness. The feeling of bliss itself happens to you when you drop the idea, when you drop choosing between the horizontal line and vertical line. Bliss itself is choicelessness. When you start choosing the bliss, naturally bliss escapes from you. See, it's like you put both your hands in the river. As long as your hands are open, the river is in your hands. Water is in your hands. The moment you want to hold the river, you close your hands. You have only now empty hands. Same way, bliss also. As long as your being is open, without choosing between the horizontal line and vertical line, bliss flows through your being. The moment you choose, the moment you try to catch either horizontal line or spiritual line, bliss just slips away. It just escapes from your being. I always tell the people, when the bliss happens to you, be blissful. Don't bother. Don't try to possess Nithyananda. The moment you try to possess bliss, the moment you try to possess the Nithyananda, simply it escapes from you. Simply, you yourself kill the bliss when you try to possess the bliss. So never have the idea to choose, the idea to possess. You will continuously be flooded with bliss. The moment you choose to bliss, the moment you choose to be in bliss, you miss the bliss. The moment you choose horizontal line or vertical line or diagonal line or the range you try to connect somewhere else, the moment you choose, you miss. Whether it's horizontal line or vertical. That's nice. Again, perfectionism is the idea of choice. When the people who choose continuously, you can see they will be a perfectionist people. Continuously they will be expecting perfectionism. People who live in the choicelessness, you can see them totally relaxed, joyful, very relaxed. And one more thing, life cannot be perfect. If it is perfect, it can be only death. It can never be life. And I always feel, if you do one or two mistakes, you become more intimate to people. As long as you don't do any mistake, you don't respect others. It's a truth. As long as you don't do any mistake, you don't respect the people. You don't become ease with them. You keep only a professional relationship. When you do one or two mistakes, you start coming down. You relate to the people in a more simple way, in a more the way of simplicity than in a professional way. Yes. So they have done a good thing by doing one or two mistakes. When some one or two organizing mistakes happen, we can relate with the people more simple way. We can see, when we do some mistakes, we prove I am also like you. When we behave perfectly, we try to prove that I am somebody unique than you. The real relationship never happens if things go well. Please be very clear, we have a wrong idea. If things go well, only then the real relationship happens. No. If things go well, only professional relationship happens. If things don't go well, if you do one or two mistakes, only then the real relationship starts happening. Yes. Yes. Please give the mic to him. Yes. Please start. Yes, you can ask. I'll repeat the question. I'll repeat this question and try to explain.
So you were telling that the spirituality should not be a part-time affair, and it should be a full-time affair. If as I understand, is it
Here I emphasize from the beginning, please don't choose. Please don't think your spiritual life is something different from your so-called material life. And the beautiful word he asked, how can I renounce? Somebody asked me, Swamiji, should I renounce to become a full-time spiritual person? I told him, please renounce what you don't have, that is enough. Please renounce what you don't have. I am not asking you to renounce what you have. We never suffer with the things which we have. We suffer because of our fantasies and dreams, not because of the reality. Please be very clear. You suffer in your day-to-day life because of your dreams. You suffer in your relationships because of your fantasies. So drop what you don't have. What you have, live with that. Whatever is okay. Whatever is not, drop that. If you renounce just what you don't have, that is more than enough. I don't ask you to renounce what you have. Please live with whatever you have. Don't allow what you don't have to interfere in your real life. When you live with your real wife, don't allow your fantasy to come in between you and your wife. When you live with your real car, don't allow your fantasy car to come in between you and your real car. When you live in your real house, don't allow your fantasy home, your dream home, to come in between you and your real home. That is what is my request. The whole spirituality is not about renouncing what you have, it's about renouncing what you don't have. So please renounce what you don't have, that is more than enough. Naturally, your whole life will be different. So here I answer this question. I am not asking you to renounce your home or your life. I am asking you to renounce the idea that renunciation is the only remedy. Please renounce the idea of so-called renunciation. The renunciation should be understood in a different dimension. That is what they beautifully in Sanskrit they put. Maya. Maya means Yama iti Maya, which is not there, but which gives you the trouble as if it is there, is Maya. The real life, actually the whole trouble is created not by the things which you have, but by the things which you don't have. You don't have, but you want to have. So renounce what you don't have, that is more than enough. There is no need for renouncing what you have. Renounce your fantasies. Renounce your dreams. That is more than enough. Nothing else is necessary. Next question. Please have the mic. Where is the mic? Alright, you can say.
What you are mentioning,
Just a minute. Oh. Now you can. Yes. You can say.
as a corollary to those two questions, what we are discussing about the horizontal travel and vertical travel, that is the worldly or materialistic and with a spirituality. The spirituality becoming not a hard life, but it should become a part of your life. Does it amount to say that every moment what you do, the worldly or financial, should be transformed into a spirituality to understand for all others, for practicing purpose? Does it mean by way of detachment?
One thing, when you live deeply in every moment, you are living in a totally detached way. If you live, you can live. When you don't live, only then you can't live. The fear of detachment is nothing but, in reality, if you see, why we are so afraid of detaching? Because we have not lived. If you really live, even a single moment, your life, you will not have the fear to detach yourself from the life. If you live, you will understand attaching and detaching, living or leaving. Both are only two different words, but the experience is one and the same. The experience is just one and the same. As long as you have the idea, the spirituality is a part of your life, a part-time job, you can neither become spiritual nor become worldly. All our ideas about so-called worldliness and so-called spirituality is just junk. Nothing but junk. It is just words, hypocrisy. Whatever you call as a spirituality is nothing more than some doings, some actions. Whatever you call the ritual or any practice, it is just skin deep. Either you do it physically or mentally. Both are not going to transform you. Something more than physical or mental action, what I call inspiration, is necessary to experience the truth, to experience the missing link. The missing link is what I call living in the moment, living in the present moment. When you live in the present moment, you discover the missing link between worldly life and the spiritual life. Then you will really understand what I mean by the word quantum spirituality. You don't have to bother about traveling in the horizontal line or traveling in the vertical line. You don't have to have the idea, if I travel in the horizontal line 100 km, I will miss that my traveling in vertical line. No. Just you can explore in horizontal line and in vertical line in the same time, in the same space.
That means at every point of the horizontal line, you can have a vertical line.
Every point of the house, because you have some other choice. You have some other choice. If you really don't have any other choice, mentally, if you really don't want any other choice, if you don't have a dream home, if you don't have any other fantasies about bigger house, or a different bungalow, or a different place to live, naturally you will not suffer. The moment idea of your dream home enters into your life, the moment the idea of dream home enters in between you and your home looks like hell. your home looks like a hell. The moment the idea of beauty enters in between you and your body, understand a simple thing. When you start thinking somebody is beautiful and you are not up to the mark, you create a gap between you and your body. You start creating a gap between you and your body. I am not saying male feeling a man feeling a woman as a beautiful. I am not telling that. I am telling a man feeling another man as beautiful. Women feeling another woman as a beautiful person. A man, if he feels somebody else's body is beautiful, he should also look like that person. He starts creating a gap between he and his own body. He starts creating a gap between his consciousness and his body. He starts losing sensitivity. Everyone is beautiful unto himself. There is no scale that somebody is beautiful and somebody is ugly. You are unique unto yourself. Everybody is beautiful. See, God is not an engineer to make a mold and create a continuous same type of people. God is a painter. He is an artist. He paints every one of you. He designs every one of you. God is a painter. God is an artist. If he is an engineer, naturally what he will do? He will do mass production. He will do mass production. Make a best mold, best nose, best eyebrows, best face structure, best body structure. Start molding. Just do the mass production. But God is not engineer. He is an artist. He paints every one of us. The moment you start thinking somebody else is beautiful, I am not up to the mark, you start creating gap between you and your body. Naturally you become less sensitive to your body. You stop living inside your body. One of the biggest problems in our life is not living inside your boundary. We continuously live somewhere else. For example, the moment you get up from your bed and start brushing your teeth, you are in the office. You start thinking about the office. The moment you come to your dining table, you are worrying about your evening program. The moment you are in the office, you start thinking about the evening program, some temple or some beach or some program where you are supposed to go. The moment you come and sit in that lecture, you start thinking about your house, when this Swami will enter this course, when I can go back to the house, there is so much to be done in the house. So the moment you go back to your house, you start thinking about tomorrow morning work. One thing you can be sure, if your body is here, you are not here. That has become a way of life. That has become a way of life. If your body is somewhere, you are not there. That has become a way of life. So why we don't live inside our body? The moment you have an idea, somebody is beautiful than you, somebody looks nice than you, the moment you start decorating yourself to look like somebody, you start creating gap between your consciousness and your body. Whenever you bring fantasies, dreams between you and your real life, you bring Maya to disturb you. It is you who invite Maya into your life to disturb you. All our problems in relationship is nothing but the expression of our fantasies. Because of our fantasies, we start expressing, we start creating problems. I always tell you, it's a simple thing, please understand. You don't have to renounce what you don't have. You don't have to renounce what you have. Just renounce what you don't have. That is more than enough. This is the simple understanding which you can have about the Maya. Next question.
So what I understand, having taken birth in the material world, no need of selecting. There is nothing like spiritualism, there is nothing like materialism.
That's right.
One has to simply accept the things around him as it is.
That's all.
And be conscious and continue.
That's all. That is what I want to say. You put it in the 3 words. Beautiful. Thank you. That is why the first sutra of the Upanishad says, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. That's all. Upanishad does not say there is something called divine, there is something called energy, and there is something called material. No. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. The word Idam means, and the word Sarvam means everything. Just everything. Sarvam means nothing is excluded. Just everything is divine. Only one thing we need. We need to renounce the idea of materialism and spirituality, nothing else. But if you want to really progress in spiritual life, just drop the idea of materialism and spirituality. If you want to become enlightened, just drop the idea of enlightenment. That's enough. Nothing else is necessary. That's a beautiful example given by Ramana Maharshi. The idea of spirituality is like a stick which is used to burn the dead bodies. See, to burn a dead body, they will use a big stick. They will use the stick and beat the body and push it again and again into the fire to burn. The moment the body is burnt, the stick also will be thrown into the fire. Same way, the idea of spirituality is brought into our life to burn the idea of materialism. Once you understand, both are just things to be burnt, throw both, drop both, you will simply become enlightened. The idea of spirituality, the idea of materialism, when it is dropped, you enter into a different space called quantum spirituality. Living without words, living in a wordless space. That is what I call quantum spirituality. Let me answer the next question. Then we will enter into the technique of living in the wordlessness, or living in the space where words does not exist. Words are only making the difference. Words are only creating the boundary of horizontal line and vertical line. When you drop the words, when you drop the ideologies, when you drop the ideas, the difference between horizontal line and the vertical line simply disappears.
Swamiji, as you know that intelligent people can't meditate more than 21 days. Does it mean that?
No, I don't say they can't meditate more than 21 days. They can't do any technique or ritual without inspiration more than 21. With inspiration more than 21 days. Now, please ask your question. Please put your question totally. That's all. That's a wonderful question. In today's world, material world, we have good and bad energy. Naturally, we find bad energy or black energy raising its ugly head. How could meditation solve this problem? Please be very clear. The first idea, in today's world, we have good energy and bad energy. The question should be understood a little deeply. Don't think only in today's energy we have good energy and bad energy. Even in those days, even 5,000 years ago, there was good energy and bad energy. Do you know? The writings which is carved, the stone writings which is done in Mesopotamian culture 5,000 years ago, even in those writings, there are words which say, nowadays the world has become very bad, nowadays lot of bad things have started happening, now nothing goes according to Dharma, things have changed a lot. 5,000 years ago, the same words. Please be very clear, there was no time when only good prevailed. It is just an idea. From the beginning, or if there is a beginning at all, if there is a beginning, from the beginning I can say good and bad both existed. So understand, not only in today's world, it was continuously existing. One more thing, how could we find bad energy or black energy raising its ugly head? I don't think negative energy can raise its head against positive energy. Maybe you are getting more information about negative energy, that's all. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, why in those days, in Buddha's time, only one enlightened master was there. In Buddha's time you can see only Buddha was there, then only Mahavira, only few enlightened masters. Nowadays in the modern world, so many enlightened masters are there, so many spiritual gurus are there. Why? I simply gave an answer. It's a simple thing, nothing. It's just because of website. Just because of internet. See, Buddha didn't have a website. Buddha didn't have internet connection. So now we have communication. Now we have all the facility. So in Buddha's time also, enough of enlightened masters existed. Please be very clear. The number of enlightened masters is same. It is never high or low. It is same. But in Buddha's time, there was no internet. Now, the communication is there. That's all. Maybe because of communication, you get more news about negative energy or black energy. Otherwise, I don't think the energy gets imbalanced. World continuously runs between the negative and positive energies. So, if you understand, it is just your mental perception. If you wear a green glass and look at the world, the whole world will look like it. Look as you, a small example, beautiful example from Quran. If a donkey looks at the mirror, what it will see? Naturally a donkey. Same way, if you look at the world and you say the world is full of negativity, please be very clear, you need to work on you, not on the world. That is what in Vedanta they say beautifully. Drishti Srishti and Srishti Drishti. These two terms, if you understand, this whole idea you can understand. Srishti Drishti and Drishti Srishti. Srishti Drishti means you see what exists. Srishti is existence. Drishti means you are seeing. You are seeing what exists. But Vedanta says, Drishti Srishti. You see, actually, you just create what you want to see. You don't see what exists. You create what you want to see. Even in the field of psychology, the psychologists they say, if 100 things happen around you, only 2 things are taken note, you note down, you look or you feel, you understand, only 2 things. You just eliminate all other 98 things. Your attention falls only on 2 things. So naturally what you do, you see the things only which you want to see. You see the things only which you want to see and the way in which you want to see. There are 2 things. One is collecting the argument and giving judgment. Another one is having the judgment will be ready and you collect the arguments to support the judgment. So in our life, most of the time, judgment is ready. You just collect the arguments to support the judgment. So your idea that negative energy has become more in this modern world or today's world. I am not able to accept this idea. Negative and positive, both are there in the planet Earth from the beginning. So it is just what you see. And one more thing. Krishna calls Dharmaraja and Yudhishthira. There is a beautiful small story in Mahabharata. Krishna calls the Duryodhana and Yudhishthira and says, Duryodhana, go and get at least one good person. And says to Dharmaraja, go and get at least one bad person. Both came back, get behind. So it is just what you understand. So it is just because of newspapers and website, not because of anything else. And understand, it is just your idea. Naturally you can go beyond. namaste, is enough if we are doing our duties daily as it has to be done? Is it enough? Or we are missing anything which we are not doing, which has to be done? It's a wonderful question. As long as you have an idea, duty, you will always feel you are missing something. Please be very clear. As long as you have an idea, you have some duty, be sure you will always feel you are missing something. The concept of duty only creates an idea that you are missing something which has to be done. I tell you, just drop the word duty and live your life fully. At any moment. Now when we enter into the technique, we will be analyzing the technique. I think it is time to enter into the technique. Let me give you the technique. Just start living in the wordless space inside your body, inside your boundary. Please understand this technique. Just start living inside your boundary. If you are here, you know your boundary, your skin. Your skin is your boundary. Just start living inside your boundary without having any word, without continuously passing judgment. Even now, when you are listening to this discourse, part of one portion, one group of people, oh, Swami is a wonderful orator. He speaks nicely. These are all great ideas. You are passing judgment. Or you say, I don't think this is going to work for my life. Anyhow, I have come just because my wife called, let me sit. Anyhow, I have come just because my husband called, let me sit. Either you pass judgment, I will go and practice in the house. Or you pass the judgment, this is not going to work. Even now, you are continuously passing judgments. If you can spend at least few minutes inside your space, inside your boundary, without passing judgment, you will experience what I call as quantum spirituality. You will experience the space of wordlessness. Please understand just these two ideas. Please be inside your boundary. Please be where you are and without words. Please be as you are. Please be where you are and please be as you are. That is what I call living here and now. If you are here, just be here. If you are in now, just be in now. Living moment to moment, living in this present moment can give you the missing link between spirituality and materialism. As long as you live in future or in the past, you will be living only a materialistic life. Even in your spirituality, if you are fantasizing about your enlightenment, please be very clear, you are in materialistic world or spiritual materialistic world. I have seen many people coming and asking me, Swamiji, when I became enlightened? I tell them, why don't you just be in the present moment? You are already enlightened. No, I am not living like you. You say I am enlightened, but I am not living like you. Again, the idea about me has become the idea about enlightenment. Again, you have a goal. Between you and your enlightenment, don't allow me to enter. Between you and your home, don't allow your dream home to enter. Same way, between you and your enlightenment, please don't allow me to enter. You have an idea, you have a fantasy, how an enlightened master will be. So when you allow the idea of enlightened master inside your mind, in your life, you miss enlightenment. Buddha says beautifully, if I come in your path, please kill me. Buddha says beautifully, if I come in your path, please kill me. You may be shocked. How can Buddha say such a thing? But he says, the idea of Buddha is the only disturbance, you can say, is the only reason why you are missing your Buddhahood. The idea of Buddha, the idea of enlightenment, if it is dropped, immediately you understand, you realize you are in Buddhahood. You are in Buddhahood. Live in the present moment. Naturally you will see, you will experience the missing link between the spiritual world and the material world. Let me explain the technique with a small diagram. With the diagram, the technique can be understood more easily. Then we will enter into the technique, or not even a techniqueless technique. Enter into that space for a few minutes. We will try to enter into that space, experience that space, just for 3-4 minutes. So, let me try to explain the technique. Then you will be able to enter into that space. Please understand this drawing. This is a time shaft. Consider or understand time as a shaft. Future in capital letters because you have all your hopes there. Past in small letter because it is already finished. Continuously your being or your life is moving from the past is just taking the future inside. The future is just entering into the past continuously. The future is becoming past continuously in your life. This is a time shaft. Here all your past incidents are printed. Here all your future incidents are printed. You are continuously traveling from future to past. The shaft is rolling and continuously moving inside the past. When your mind
Yes, Nitya, all of you. So, a very beautiful, a powerful revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So with this, we have come to the end of today's day of Glimpses of Paramashivoham. We'll be closing the day with the Purna Mantra. So let's bring our hands in Namaskar Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavad Sri Nithyananda Paramashivham Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you.